Alright, in this video, I'm going to go over fairly quickly on why your fig trees are probably not dead and you should not give up on them. So it is very common for fig trees to have all of the actual, what you would consider the tree part, die back from the cold, complete die back of the wood. So people will assume, well, my tree is dead, I need to plant another one. You got to be patient. I live in zone 8A, formerly zone 7B. I would wait literally almost until June before I gave up on the fig tree. I would pull back the mulch, look down at the base, and see if I have any green coming up. If by June you don't have anything coming up, yeah, your fig tree is probably definitely dead. I already had some growth coming up in April this year. And I actually saw a video back in March of how about fig tree dieback, and I saw some of the comments people have made. Oh, my fig tree, I had it for 3 years and it's dead. You can't tell if a fig tree is dead in March. I don't care if you're in South Georgia, in North Florida, you may not even be able to tell if the tree is dead in March. Have patience and wait. If you're in those zones, it probably definitely is not dead because it didn't get cold enough. He just may have had the tree itself, the wood itself, die back. Now, you may ask, well, am I going to get figs this year? Can I get figs this year? If I lose, if all the wood dies, can I still get figs this year? The answer is absolutely yes. As the fig tree becomes more established and the roots develop in the ground, I got two other fig trees I'm going to show you just to show you the height you can get in just 1 year on a tree. It's only a couple of years old. You could get, no joke, 6 feet plus of actual tree growth from the bare ground in 1 year. Maybe I'll even get 7 or 8 feet as that tree becomes more established. You will absolutely get figs probably that year. Now, as the tree becomes more mature and more established, the thickness or the girth of the wood will become thicker. This makes it more hardy and resistant to the cold, and you will have less and less dieback, especially if you have a mild winter. Now, in that case, you still may have your tips die back, the thinner part die back first, and that's okay. And then look for where you have green growth. So if you have green growth, say up to here or up to here, for example, now this is all dead. Let's say you had green growth up here and all this was dead. You would just cut off the dead part and leave the area where it's green. Now right here we have total dieback on this fig tree, but we have a lot of nice growth come from the bottom. So what we're going to end up doing is just take yourself, a nice pair of clippers or a little pruning saw, whatever, and just cut all that dead material out to leave room for that new stuff to grow. I haven't cut it yet because I just wanted to demonstrate, hey, dieback is normal and it's okay. So let me show you a couple of other figs. So this fig's only like maybe a year, 2 year old. Let me show you a fig that's a year older than that one and show you the height that it got in 1 year from just one season of growth. As we see, this tree has also died back, but let's look at that height. Okay, look at that height. Now I'm about 5'7", so if I, stand behind it, I mean it has to be at least 5'1", 5'2". It's definitely a little over 5 feet, and that's in 1 year of growth. And this year it really started growing fairly good this year, earlier on, due to a fairly warm spring. So there's no doubt in my mind this one will easily get to 6 feet, maybe even 7 feet tall this year. It will absolutely develop figs. I got figs from it last year. And let me show you my smallest, not smallest height-wise, but thinnest one. It had figs on them, but they weren't able to fully develop and get ripe last year. But there's no doubt in my mind it'll definitely develop this year. So if we look at this one, we have a lot of nice green growth at the bottom. And it's a little thinner, but there's still plenty of branches. Those are my fruiting pear trees in the background there, you see. This is the only one that I didn't actually get figs off. It had a lot of figs on it. It just, the season wasn't long enough for them to develop. And it did produce quite a bit of figs, and it was just probably too much for the tree to support. It started too late. I'm getting a lot of nice growth on it this year. And this one also, like the other two, had complete dieback of all the wood. So this is all coming from the roots. This is a great example of why you shouldn't give up on your figs. Be patient. If you don't have any growth by, I would say, the first week of June, you've probably lost your figs. Start over. Fig tree is one of the few trees, besides also pomegranate trees, and some citrus trees as well, where it can actually make sense to start them in the spring after all chance of frost is past, or even in the summer, as long as you baby them a little bit to allow them to get some establishment versus planting them in the fall while they're dormant, especially because, that's not the best for trees that are actually a little fragile to the cold. And I also try to look for varieties that are the most cold hard. There's so many fig varieties out there. There's fig forms. I mean, it goes deep with figs. Like I have a video, one of them I think is a Rita Fig, and the other two figs I have, these are all darker berry style figs, but they're also all ready for being fairly cold tolerant. And that's what you want to go with, not necessarily a fig. If a fig doesn't mention cold tolerance at all, or you can't find information on it, that may not be the place for you, even in the central part of North Carolina. I mean, even going down into deep South Carolina, a fig that is not tolerant to the cold may not be the best. But anyway, hopefully if someone finds this video helpful, maybe it'll keep you from ripping out your fig tree. Just be patient, give it time. Gardening is definitely a patience practice. And until next time, I hope y'all have a good day.